Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to which number is it? To the 146th Volkodev's call. I'm filling in for Tim just for this call. It's hopefully going to be a rather short one. So we don't really have much on the agenda for today. The first and main item is just general merge updates. I heard that we had a very successful shadow fork recently. Do we maybe have anyone on the call? I think Parry unfortunately was not able to make it. Do we have anyone on the call that can give a brief update on this?
Hey, this is Justin. I was talking to Parry about it. He did use the phrase perfect merge. So things went extremely well. We actually had an increase in proposals after it due to some, I believe it was the Nimbus client that was actually behaving a little bit better post-merge than it was prior to merge. So super happy with that. Mainnet Shadow Fork 12 was pretty happy, and the word perfection was in fact used. And I know Parry, and he does not throw that out lightly.
Great. Yeah, I heard that as well. That, I mean, could not come at a better time. Basically, that we have our second to last shadow fork be the first one that's like absolutely perfect. Great. So yeah, with that, do we have any specific updates by any client teams? Is there anything for this call? Andrew, I have your hand up.
Yeah, I'd like to say that we recently, there is another issue that recently surfaced in Aragon, that we don't filter out transactions with invalid signature in our transaction pool. So we need to make another release to ensure that we don't produce invalid blocks. That was separate, like we fixed a separate issue where we produced invalid blocks, but unfortunately, yeah, there is another one with not stringent enough checks on transactions.
Okay, that's good to know. So for anyone listening, basically, be prepared to upgrade your Aragon nodes, and just to be explicit, like, because we have the Bellatrix fork coming up, but this basically the time here would be you could do that at any point before the actual merge. Is that right?
So it's the time is before the merge on the execution layer for Aragon update. So if it's kind of, because it only the bug it affects block production, and we don't have any POW mining on Aragon, so it will be only relevant for building proof of stake blocks.
Okay, yeah, that's good context. Okay, thanks for the update. Ben, I see you also have your hand up.
Hi, thanks, Ansgar. Yeah, for those who are using Teku as a consensus client, we put out a slightly broken release yesterday. We have today, about 2 hours ago, made a new release 22.9.0, and we would strongly recommend anyone using Teku to upgrade to 22.9.0 at your earliest convenience.
Right, thanks for that as well. I assume we'll see a few of these kind of small last-minute upgrades. So in general, if you're listening to this, and even if your client wasn't mentioned here, do pay attention. They can always be kind of last-minute releases. Okay, and yes, Lucas.
So while Nevermind doesn't have any bug or any bugs, we will probably also have one release with minor fixes next week.
Sounds good. And do you have any expectation already when that roughly will be?
Could you repeat? I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you already have a rough idea of when people can expect that release.
So we'll target early next week, but I'm not sure if it will be like probably around Tuesday.
Sounds good.
But if you're running one 14.0, you should also be fine. It's not anything major.
Okay, yeah, good context. Gary?
Yeah, similarly, Besu is going to be doing a release next week on Wednesday, the 7th, 22.7.2. We don't have a critical bug that we're trying to fix, but it's just logging improvements, some additional features, not necessarily features, just fixes that will be not critical but recommended for the merge. I believe the 7th is post Bellatrix, but it should be available on the 7th, and we will be recommending that release for the merge.
Sounds good. Sounds like a lot of basically small optional extra releases. I mean, I think that's a great place to be in. Just these small last minute improvements. Do we have any other merge related items for today? Okay, I mean,
I guess we have
okay.
like one another small one. Shall we? Do you want to give an update on the optimistic synth tests?
Yes. So we have a consensus spec text vector updates here. Let me put the link here in the chat. So Mikhail and I are working on the optimistic sync test vectors, and so I attached the sample test vector tables in this PR. So we are looking for more inputs from the consensus layer client developers on the new test vector format, especially. And so in this code, that it would be great if we have at least one or maybe better 2 client teams to implement the basic test runner and provide some feedback for us before we merge this PR and make a normal release for the whole test suite. So yeah, the PR's here and request for feedback. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, great. Maybe just because I see some comments in the chat. I think Bordell is still predicting more or less the same time for the merge. Thursday at around 4 a.m. UTC. It's, of course, a little bit of variance depending on the count. Hash rate. So actually, that would be, just for context, a few hours before our next OCODEV's call. So I think there's a very decent chance that this one is the last ever pre-merge OCODEV score, but who knows if the hash rate ends up dropping a little bit before the merge, we might just barely slip to after the call. Also, I think there are a few other kind of merge prediction websites out there that have slightly different estimates. Do we by any chance know specifically like why there's this divergence? I mean, of course, there's some uncertainty, but I think Bordell has been so far kind of the most precise. So is that kind of the main place for people to look, or do we know anything there? Mario?
Yeah. So basically, Bordell calculates the prediction with bigger time span of data, currently like 3 weeks. And the other websites are using just the latest block difficulty or the latest hash rate. So the hash rate is up in past week or like 5 days. So if you count just with this, the merge would be like day earlier than what Bordel says. But like statistically, it will probably get a bit lower. So Bordel is more conservative in the prediction. But on the Bordel website, you can also see the last chart where it's calculated purely on the daily hash rate. You can see the how much hash rate is needed to achieve it on a given date. So if the hash rate stays as it is right now, around 900 terahash, we will hit it on September 14, roughly a day earlier than planned. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's very helpful context, specifically just for people who are not super familiar with all the technical details and who are just basically following along casually. I think it's a little confusing to basically have these different estimates out there, but I think that's really helpful context. I mean, of course, this is like a slightly like a somewhat statistical process, so we can't predict like the precise moment of the merge until we are closer. But I think all of these estimates give a good kind of band for when the merge will roughly happen, and also of course the hash rate might drop back down a little bit before the merge, so it could also slip like a day or so, like farther as well. So yeah, anything in that range, for anyone listening, you should be prepared for the merge to happen at. But I think Thursday in 2 weeks is still kind of the most likely date. Okay, with that, I think that's for merge updates. Or do we have any remaining merge updates? Otherwise, there's the other point as well.
We will be having the final merge community call on the 9th. So obviously you want to prepare for Bellatrix before that, but there will be one more session.
That's good to hear. Do we can someone just remind listeners when exactly Bellatrix is expected to happen?
I believe it's September 6th, but I will double check on that.
Yeah, I think that seems what I remember as well. And of course, with Bellatrix, there's not the proof work and predictability of the timing. So, yeah, I think it is the 6th. So again, for anyone listening, you should really have your setup ready by then, because that's when the consensus layer works. Okay, Ahmad, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, so just need to encourage people to upgrade their clients, because only right now 53% of clients are merge ready. So we need more people to update their clients, be ready for the merge.
Is that 50%, 53% of stakers or 53% of users or node operators?
Getting my data from ethernodes.org. Not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure it's just node operators.
Okay, yeah, that's useful context, of course. For non-staking node operators, there's always less incentive to make sure that their setup's fully set up. So we might expect that this will not quite reach 100% before the merge. But if you're a node operator and you want to continue following the chain, then you of course have to upgrade. So please do that. Any other merge updates? I mean, it sounds like we're just right on track. Quite exciting. Well, then let's just briefly go to the other agenda point. Just other. Do we have anything non-merge related we can discuss right now? Okay, sounds like everyone is focused on the merge, as it should be. Great. So then with that, this might be one of the shortest Orcalips calls in history. Happy coincidence, because I couldn't really break anything. It's great. Micah, do you have anything? Any
Just if we've got nothing else to talk about, I feel like we've been putting off planning Shanghai forever. Like if we've got everybody here for an hour, is there a reason we're not starting to plan Shanghai?
Okay, well, let me just ask: do people have opinions on whether we should use the time today to talk about Shanghai, or leave it for later day?
In theory, it's a nice idea, but I don't think people are prepared to do that today.
Lucas?
Yeah, so from Nevermind team, we have very low participation. A lot of people are in EDH wars also. Yeah, we completely not prepared to discuss it today.
Okay, yeah, then I think, I can just very briefly say, just because I've been somewhat involved with the kind of ERP for 844 effort. So yeah, again, I don't think now is the best time to actually discuss the details of this. People are still kind of working on this. So this is, this first kind of version of this proto-dunk sharding. People are still trying to get it ready so that it can be considered and included for Shanghai. So this is a very active effort, and if any of the client teams happen to have some free time now that basically everything is in place, and if they're like bored waiting for the merge, it's always, we're always happy for anyone to reach out and sort of give some early feedback before we kind of open it wide up after the merge when everyone is ready. And but yeah, I don't think today is the day to really dive into this. And I think Trent also just linked some tweets by the Ipsilon team about kind of the EOF, which is another one of these really exciting updates that are scheduled for Shanghai. So if anyone interested, do have a look.
No, not scheduled for Shanghai, because we still haven't had a meeting to schedule.
Yes. This is why you need someone with experience. No, but yeah, exactly. So this is just considered for Shanghai. That is what I should have said. It's considered for inclusion right now. And that is a very important distinction. So yes, thank you, Micah. But yeah, with that, one last chance. But it sounds like we are at a close. So thanks everyone for coming. Have a good day. Have a good time before the merge. Hopefully, relatively relaxed. Nothing super urgent coming up anymore. That would not be a great sign. But see you all soon, and let's merge this chain.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Ansgar.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.